Joseph revealed. "We are all ready to be slaves to my lord," Judah stated, prostrating on the ground with his brothers. "Nonsense," the viceroy stated in a strange voice. "The man in whose possession the goblet was found," he pointed at Benjamin, "he shall be my slave. And as for you," he motioned to the rest of the brothers, "go up in peace to your father." Why is he fixated on Benjamin? Judah wondered. We just offered him 11 strong and valuable slaves, but he is only interested in Benjamin. There must be more to this than what we can see. "Please, my lord," Judah raised his head from his kneeling position. "May your servant speak a word in my lord's ear, and let not your anger flare up at your servant, for you are like Pharaoh." The viceroy motioned for Judah to approach his chair. I must make him understand the family's dynamics, Judah thought. If he keeps Benjamin, the remaining son of Rachel, father will die. I cannot be the agent for yet another brother being enslaved. That would be too cruel a destiny. Judah quietly repeated to the viceroy the recent family history and occurrences, adding how dear Benjamin is to their father, especially since the disappearance of Joseph, the first son of his beloved Rachel. This viceroy is powerful and smart, Judah noted to himself, though he acts peculiarly. If he is intent on acquiring a slave from the mishap, I will offer myself. If I return to my father, Judah pleaded, and the youth is not with us, since his soul is so bound up with the youth's soul, when he sees the youth is missing, he will die, and I will have brought down the spirit of our father in sorrow to the grave. Judah paused a moment to catch his breath and see the impact of his words on the viceroy. I can sense his inner turmoil. Judah thought hopefully. And his eyes are becoming moist. I must press on. For I took responsibility for the youth from my father, saying, if I do not bring him back to you, then I will be sinning to my father for all time. Now, therefore, please let me remain instead of the youth as a servant to you, my lord. Judah noted the viceroy's gasp. And let the youth go up with his brothers, for how can I go up to my father if the youth is not with me, lest I see the evil that will befall my father? The viceroy's eyes widened in surprise. He is shocked by my willingness to trade places with Benjamin, Judah concluded. His face is bubbling and contorting. Enough! The viceroy shouted, ripping his head ornament off. Servants, leave the room! The viceroy continued shouting, his eyes wild. Judah and his brothers were confused, not knowing what to do. You! Stay! The viceroy pointed at the brothers, barely containing himself. All of the guards and household staff scurried quickly out of the hall, perplexed by their master's uncharacteristic outburst. As soon as the last servant closed the door to the hall, the viceroy wailed, "Ah!" The cry was loud, powerful, and echoed the turmoil of a tortured soul. It reverberated throughout the viceroy's mansion and beyond. It pierced the heart of whoever heard it. The brothers were stunned and confounded. Who is this man? Judah wondered. What have we unleashed? I am Joseph, the viceroy proclaimed through his sobs. Is my father still alive? This is not possible, Judah thought in astonishment. Joseph, how can this be? After all these years? The brothers looked at each other with a mixture of fear and disbelief. Can it be? Judah thought to the others. Joseph, the one we betrayed, now all-powerful in mighty Egypt? What does he want? Does he seek revenge? Is all this some ruse to punish us? Judah and his brothers took a step back in apprehension. Please, come to me, Joseph called to them more softly, seeing their distrust. I am Joseph, your brother, he said, controlling his tears. It is me whom you sold into Egypt. And now be not distressed, nor reproach yourselves for having sold me here. for it was to be a provider that God sent me ahead of you. For these have been 2 of the famine years in the midst of the land, and there are yet 5 years in which there shall be neither plowing nor harvest." "Is this possible?" Judah started to recover from his shock and examined Joseph more closely. "I now perceive some of his old mannerisms, but see how he has grown and matured. He is not the spoiled and vain teen we cast off. He is still grandiose, but in a strong and powerful way. God is with him." Joseph told the brothers about how his being sold into slavery was part of a divine plan to save the family from prostitution. The brothers were apprehensive and unsure of Joseph's intentions. "Hurry! Go up to my father and say to him, 'So said your son Joseph, God has made me master of all Egypt. Come down to me, do not delay. You will reside in the land of Goshen, and you will be near to me, you, your sons, your grandchildren, your flock, and your cattle, and all that is yours. And I will provide for you there, for there will be 5 more years of famine, so you shall not become destitute, you, your household, and all that is yours.'" "He means to support us?" Judah was surprised. "He does not bear a grudge, and he means to provide for the entire family? This is incredible. Our distress has been changed in salvation and joy, though some of my brothers seem unconvinced." Joseph perceives this as well. "Behold!" Joseph gestured towards Benjamin. "Your own eyes see, as do the eyes of my brother Benjamin, that it is I, your brother, that is speaking to you." Joseph then approached Benjamin and embraced him tightly. Tears now streamed profusely down the cheeks of the reunited sons of Rachel. "He is Joseph," Judah affirmed to himself. "Joseph is back. God's hand is heavily at work here. How wondrous." Reuben was the next to hug Joseph, the elder who had tried to save Joseph all those years ago. And then Joseph approached Judah. "It was my initiative to sell you," Judah thought guiltily. "I am the one who created all this anguish." But Joseph's eyes were only filled with tears and love and forgiveness. He radiated to Judah. "You are forgiven, my brother. All is forgiven." And then they hugged. "Brother," they each thought as they warmly embraced.